Man, there's tons of elbow room in here for a travel trailer under 4,000 pounds. Hey everybody, Mike from RV Blogger here in front of the camera, and Susan's behind the camera. And if you've seen us before on YouTube, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time seeing us, welcome aboard. Susan and I make tons of videos all about RVing, and we hope you'll take a second and hit the subscribe button on the screen and the notification bell so you'll be notified every single week when Susan and I put out a brand new video. But today we're going to be taking a look at awesome travel trailers that weigh less than 4,000 pounds GVWR. So without any further ado, let's get started with our reviews. This travel trailer is the KZ Sportsmen Classic, model number 170MB. It has an unloaded vehicle weight of 2,980 pounds, a cargo carry capacity of 520 pounds for an overall gross vehicle weight rating of 3,500 pounds. It measures in at 22 feet long and it can sleep up to 3 people. When you first walk into this camper, on the right-hand side, you'll find your sofa and the Murphy bed. Then it wraps on around into the kitchen and dinette area, and behind me here is where the bathroom is located. You know, when I walk into this camper, my first impression is that there's a decent amount of space in here. There's no slides, and this just appears to be a perfect little couple's camper for two. Now, on my right-hand side here, this is where the couch and Murphy bed are located, and the couch, I have to say, is really super comfortable. This also converts out into the Murphy bed, and the way that works is you just jackknife your sofa out. It's got a clip on each side. I think I'll pop this one first, and then this one, and then you have to be sure to extend this out because that's what supports the bed. And there you go. Now this even has a nice sort of bungee cord system on here, so if you had your covers and sheets and all that on here, this would help to hold everything in place. The other nice feature about this style of Murphy bed is that there is no fold in this mattress, so it should be super comfy. You won't be laying across the fold at night, so I really like that layout. Now you'll also notice behind the Murphy bed at the front of the camper, there's a nice big window here. It doesn't open or close, but it will let light in, or you can watch the stars or look outside while you're sleeping at night. And then, of course, there are receptacles and outlets on either side of the bed. There's also a little cubby behind the wardrobe cabinets where you can put your phone or tablet while it's charging at night. Each side of the bed also has a wardrobe cabinet with a bar so you can hang garments in there and they won't get all wrinkled up, stuffed into a drawer. Now let's see how big this bed is. It measures in at about 74 inches by 60 inches. So this would be considered a short queen size bed. Now as we wrap around from the bed and sofa area, before we get into the kitchen, this is where you would be able to mount your TV in here. You've got your rough ends and a receptacle up top. You can put your TV here, put it on a swivel arm, and then you'd be able to see it from your sofa or your bed before you're getting ready to go to sleep at night. You could watch a little TV. Now the kitchen area in here features a really large cabinet up top, lots and lots of storage up there. Then we have a regular microwave. Just below that we have a 2-burner propane stove, and then a single bowl countertop mounted sink in here. It's got a nice big gooseneck faucet, and it's a decent sized sink. I kind of like that size. And then you actually have a decent amount of countertop space to the right of that. Now you could also, there's a receptacle up here, and I would imagine if we had our coffee pot and toaster in the morning, we'd set them up here and plug them right up to this receptacle, so that would work out just fine. This cabinet on the bottom here is where you'll find all of your kitchen utensil drawers, and they have them built in so they're fully removable, which, you know, that's not always a bad thing. If you're hunting for something, you could pull it out, put it up here, try to find it, put everything back. So not a bad setup. These 3 next cabinets all open up into one big space underneath of your sink and your propane cooktop. Right next to the cooktop is where the refrigerator is located, and this is a good size fridge in here, and it comes with a separate freezer, which is fantastic if you have frozen items, ice, all that kind of good stuff. We love to have a separate freezer and refrigerator. So here I am at the dinette right across from the kitchen, and two people can very comfortably sit at this table. I like the fact that it's got a nice big window here that does open so you can get some airflow in here. You have a light overhead also, and then additional storage cabinetry above, so there is just tons of cabinet space inside of here. Speaking of storage space, both of the dinette booths also have full storage underneath of them that you can access. This table will drop down and create one more space for someone to sleep. And when you do that, you have a space that's about 5 feet 11 inches by about 30 inches. So I would say, you know, a kid or a smaller adult could crash here if you would like. So here we are in the bathroom, and I'm standing in the shower, and headroom in here, there's maybe 1.5 inches over my head on the regular ceiling, but into the vent, you've got about, I don't know, 6 feet 3 inches. So for you taller guys, you might have to, you know, crouch down a bit in here, but it's not too bad. This is a very basic shower setup. There is no shower surround. We're just using the existing trailer walls that are all caulked in to make them watertight. There's also a wand here that you can remove when you're showering. And then of course we have a shower curtain in here, but you know, you could always replace this with a retractable door at some later point if you chose to. Now Susan's standing in the shower, and I'm over here on the other side of the bathroom, which does run the entire width of the back of this trailer, by the way. So it's a decent sized bath, and you get this gigantic storage cabinet in here. I wish it had 2 doors because there is a bar that goes all the way across, but you can't access the one side very easily anyway. But you do get a nice big storage closet here for hanging things up, or you can store other things in there as well. Now the one thing that's missing in here is a vanity sink and medicine cabinet and all of that stuff. So it appears to me that what they did is they put this big storage cabinet in here in lieu of putting in a sink. Here I am on the commode. There's plenty of room inside of here, and it passes the elbow test with flying colors. This travel trailer is the Forest River R-Pod, model number RP171. Has an unloaded vehicle weight of 2,714 pounds, a cargo carry capacity of 1,126 pounds, for an overall gross vehicle weight rating of 3,840 pounds. It measures in at just 19 feet long, and although it can sleep up to 3, you'll really want to just squeeze 2 people in here. When you first walk into this camper, on the right hand side is where the dinette is located. Then we wrap on around through the kitchen area. It's also got a mid-bath location in here, and behind me is where your bedroom would be located. So here I am sitting at the dinette, and you could sit 4 people in this dinette, I think, pretty comfortably. They did have to cut the corner of the table off here so that people on that side could get in and out. So these 2 dishes might be kind of close together. But other than that, I think everybody would be pretty comfy in here. Now you can also go ahead and drop this table down and make it into another bed. And if you did that, it would be about 6 feet long by about 40 inches wide. So probably, you know, somebody who's a kid would be able to sleep here. Certainly no one over 5 feet tall. Now there are a couple nice features about the dinette area. One is, since it's at the front of this camper, that you have this nice big window here to look outside, and then you also have a window on either side so that you can get a cross breeze in here. Now just across from the dinette and on the kind of near the entry door is where the TV is located. I don't know how I feel about it being in the doorway. I've walked in and out of here several times and I haven't run into it yet, so I guess that's fine. And if you're sitting at the dinette table, you would be able to view this TV very, very easily. So here I am at the kitchen location, and this is what we call an inline kitchen. All of your kitchen appliances are all right in one line, so it's very, very convenient. We'll start here at the kitchen sink. It's got a nice deep round sink in here, which is great for scrubbing up all the dishes. Also, it's got a very nice faucet, and your sprayer is part of the faucet. It just clips right into place. Very nicely done. Now you've also got a 2-burner stove here, and with the glass top down, it actually extends your countertop surface. Personally, I think I would have liked to have seen a little sleeker version of a 2-burner stove, 1 burner in front, 1 burner behind, and that would give you a little more countertop space in between. But with the glass top on here, I guess it will work out just fine. I also like the countertop in here. I like this wood finish, and I like the natural edging that goes around it. It just looks rustic and really very nice. Now, just below your 2-burner stove, you've got some receptacles here and a couple of USB ports. Now, Susan and I, we make breakfast in the morning. We do coffee and we do raisin bread toast. So we would have our coffee maker here, toaster on here, plugs running around, plug them right into this receptacle. It would be very, very convenient for us. Now, down below that, you've got your convection microwave oven. So that's a nice feature to have, so you can bake or microwave in the same appliance. So it saves a lot of space that way. And then just below that, you'll notice that there's a central vac system in here, which is always great. You can go ahead and sweep up the whole floor. Lift that up and sweep your crumbs away. Finally, underneath the sink, there's a very large cabinet under here with a shelf and plenty of storage down below. Above your kitchen countertop, you've got your radio controls. You've also got your Go Power solar control, because this has batteries in it and a solar panel on the roof. So your solar panel will recharge your batteries for you. Very nice feature. And then finally, we have a nice big storage cabinet overhead. Now, just next to all that is where your refrigerator is located, and it's a decent size fridge for a trailer that's this size. It also has a separate little freezer area up top, so you can put your ice in there or make ice if you would like, frozen vegetables, whatever you need. So here I am laying on the bed back here, and this is a really nice setup too. It's all the way at the end of the camper. You've got a window on each side, a nice big window behind me here, which if I open this up, we'll get a lot of glare, so we have it closed. There's also a receptacle on one end of the bed, another receptacle on this end, and also over top of the refrigerator, there's a nice big shelf area up there where you can throw things if you need them. And then finally, below the bed, there's a really big storage area under there. The box that's under there is super, super heavy. We're at an RV show, so I didn't want to pull it out, but there's plenty of storage space under the bed. While I'm back here, let's get a measurement on the bed. It's coming in at about 74 inches by 60 inches. So not a bad size at all. So here I am in the bathroom, and I'm standing in the shower, and this particular shower is what's known as a wet bath. What that means is your shower and your toilet and your sink are all in one room, and they're all in the shower. The floor that's in here is the shower floor. Dry bath is where your shower is separate and your toilet and sink are outside of the shower, like at your house at home. But a wet bath can be very useful in a trailer because it helps to conserve space in other parts of the camper, so you can get a small camper with all the features that you want inside of it. Now, I'm about 5'11", and there's about 2 inches over my head, so you have about 6'1" in here. You'll also notice up top that you have a handheld shower wand, so you can pull that off to help clean yourself up. Now, I'm going to sit down a minute just so you can see there's a couple of other shelves in here that you can use for shampoo or soap or what have you. There's also a corner sink that's built in. And then finally, I do want to point out there's a pretty big step up to get up and into this shower. I would say it's about 14 inches tall. So something to take note of when you hop up into here, you do have to make that step. As far as elbow room goes in here, there is none. So we're not going to pass the elbow test in this travel trailer. This travel trailer is the Airstream Basecamp 16. It's got an unloaded vehicle weight of 2650, a cargo carry capacity of 850 for an overall gross vehicle weight rating of 3,500 pounds. It measures in at just 16 feet 2 inches long, and it can sleep 2 people. When you first walk into this travel trailer, on the right hand side you'll notice the kitchen area. As we wrap around, we pass the mid bath, and we end up in the back of this travel trailer, which is used as your dinette, your living area, your bedroom, and your storage space. Now, when you first walk into this camper, my first impression was, wow, this looks really pretty cool, and that's because it's outfitted with the REI logo and some of their equipment in here, and that's why we have their colors going on with all the bungee cords and mesh netting. So it just makes it look really kind of rustic and outdoorish, that's for sure. Now, one thing that's really neat about these base camps is the big panoramic front window over top of your kitchen countertop. It just gives you a ton of viewing area, and I just think it feels really, really great. You've got a lot of countertop space in here, and in the dead center here, we've got a 2-burner propane stove, and as we wrap around, we have a nice, large, round kitchen sink with a faucet and a freshwater faucet as well. You'll also notice there's a pop-up power strip right behind the kitchen sink that includes 2 receptacles and 2 USB ports, and there's also a power strip located behind the range on that side of the countertop too. Down below the countertop, we have a nice microwave oven here with some open storage below that and another open storage below for your shoes. Then we have the refrigerator here, which is a smaller size fridge, but it does have a separate area for making ice cubes. There's also a little bit of storage underneath of where the cooktop is, and then additional open storage to the left of that. On the other side of the entry door, you have 3 little key hooks here, some of your main controls, and open storage, and more down below. Now, in the back of the base camp, this area does convert into a bed, and the width of the bed, you know, it's wider towards the front end and then it's smaller towards the tail end, but the overall length of it is about 74 inches, and then the width somewhere in the middle here is going to come in around 70 inches wide. So decent sized bed back here, definitely more on the short side of things. But you can also use this as your dinette area. It's got 2 little tables built in here. And you can also use this as your storage area because you've got this nice big back door. You can roll your bicycles in here, remove the tables first, of course, but it's got D-rings along the bottom of the benches that you can then tie things down to when you're rolling down the road. A couple other things to note are that we have some open storage above with the bungee and the open mesh netting, and then your windows, one on each side, so you can get a nice cross breeze in here, and the back door, you can even leave that open and roll your screen mesh netting down here too. At the head of the bed area here, we have a nice feature. This serves as both an end table, but you can also lift it up. You've got a little bit of hidden storage in here with 2 USB ports, and it locks in place as well. So here I am standing in the bathroom in here, and this is what is known as a wet bath. What that means is that the shower and the toilet are in the same room. The toilet is actually in the shower base, but it's used to conserve space, so you have all the other nice features inside this trailer while you keep it nice and small. Now, you guys know that I'm 5'11", but the overall head height in here, or headroom, is actually pretty impressive. It's coming in at about 6 feet 3.5 inches. So you taller guys should be able to fit in here as well. There's also a sprayer in here. There's a clothesline that you can pull to hang your towels or any wet garments that you might have. And then down below here, your toilet paper cover is, or holder is covered. And then this is where your shower controls are. As far as the elbow test goes, with the door closed in here, I'll never pass the elbow test, but it's large enough too that you won't feel cramped. This travel trailer is the nuCamp Barefoot. It has an unloaded vehicle weight of 2,150 pounds, a cargo carry capacity of 850 pounds, for an overall gross vehicle weight rating of 3,000 pounds. It measures in at 16 feet 7 inches long, and it can sleep 2 people. When you first walk into this camper, on the left-hand side is where the bathroom is located. Then it wraps around through the kitchen area into what is the living, dining, and sleeping area. So here I am sitting up front in this particular trailer, and the Barefoot is just as cute as can be. Every time we come to a show, there are just people lined up to get inside of this trailer and check it out. Now, one of the most appealing features inside of here are the pastel colors that are used inside. This one happens to have a mint green color, some nice matching curtains, but it just has a really good high quality feel in here because of the fit and finish that we all expect and know from nuCamp. Now, up front here, you could easily sit, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in here. There's plenty of room. The table itself can be removed, and then we have what's called a gaucho bed set up in here so that you can rearrange all the cushions and have this as a big sleeping area. Now, if you're not familiar with what a gaucho bed is. First of all, we wrote an article about it on rvblogger.com that you could check out, but I'll just show you. And basically, all it is this pulls out, and these slats sort of work together where one is in, one is out. You know, they just alternate, and then you can pull this out. The same thing happens from this side, and then you rearrange all the cushions in here to make a nice, big, comfy bed. Now, I'm sure it goes without saying, but very, very obviously, you would have to remove the dinette pole before you could turn this into a bed as well. Overhead around the dinette and bed area is some open storage, so you can put things away up there. And then down below, we've got some USB ports at each end of the bed up here. And then, of course, you know, nuCamp has these terrific windows. I just love their setup. They have these awesome screens too, so you can have a screen on one side, and on the other side you pull up and you have your nightshade. Now, as far as bed size goes in here, let's see, we're looking at about maybe 5.5 feet, and then the width on this is going to be about 60 inches wide. All right, so here I am in the kitchen area here, and you'll notice that there's a 2-burner propane range here, and it's got a glass top on it. And then you'll notice that you've got your sink with a foldable faucet. So you'll see this in a lot of nuCamps, especially in the bathrooms and also in the kitchens, and you can fold down your glass top and make extra countertop space that way. You'll also notice you have all these nice little cubbies built in. You can store spices, canisters, all kinds of things in there. Now, down below your range, you have a nice big cabinet with plenty of storage there. You also have your drawer for all your kitchen utensils, and then your refrigerator is located down below, and this has a little separate area for ice cubes also. Just above the range and the sink, you have even more cabinet space above. Just across from the kitchen, we have more open storage here, and then a door with some pockets on it. I guess you could pop your phone in here. There is a little USB and receptacle on the side over here that you could use to charge things up. Behind here is another little storage cabinet. Then you have a little bit of countertop space for some decorations or coffee pot or whatever you might put there, and then even more storage down below. Now, just inside the entry door is a coat closet, and you can actually hang things up on there on the bar that's inside. And then down below that, you could use this cabinet to store your shoes and things like that right by the door. Here I am inside the bathroom in the very, very back of this camper, and as you can see, I'm slouched over a little bit. I can't stand all the way up in here. Now, I just measured it a minute ago with Susan, and it's only 5 feet 4 inches in here, which would be perfect for her, not so great for me. Anyway, it does make the most use of the space back here, and what you'll find when you get in here is there's a little mirror directly across. Then you've got a corner style sink here. The commode is right behind me, and then there's even some additional storage behind me as well. A couple of cabinets that you could open, store toilet paper, towels, whatever you'd like to store in there. Now, one thing you might be wondering is, where is the shower head? And they have a very clever thing here where it doubles as both your kitchen sink and also your shower head. So very clever design, another really great use of space. As far as the elbow test goes in here, there's really no way I'm going to pass it in this little bathroom. Now that you've had a chance to check out all 3 of these amazing travel trailers, let us know in the comments down below which one of these trailers was your favorite and why. We'll look forward to reading your comments, and so will other people on the channel. And by the way, if you're interested in checking out some more videos of travel trailers under 4,000 pounds, just click the box down below, and Susan and I will see you in the next video.